Good morning, viewer. Here's a wonder news from the world. An unusual star system created more of a fish and rice of a bang when it exploded in a supernova. The lackluster explosion, known as an ultra-strafed supernova, led researchers to discover the two stars 11,000 light years away from Earth. It is the first confirmed detection of a star system that will one day create a kilonova when neutron stars collide and explode, releasing gold and other heavy elements into space. The rare stellar pair is believed to be one of only about 10 like it in the Milky Way galaxy. The discovery was a long and time coming. In 2016, NASA's Neil Garlow Swift Observatory detected a large flash of X-ray light originated from the same region in the sky where a hot beehive star was located. Astronomers were curious if the two could potentially be linked, so data was captured using the Cerutolo Inter-American Observatory's 1.5-meter telescope in northern Chile. One of those interested in using this data to learn more about the star was Dr. Noel D. Richardson, now an assistant professor of physics and astronomy at Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University. In 2019, Clarissa Pablo, an undergraduate student at the university, approached Richardson while taking his astronomy class to ask if he had any projects she could work on to gain experience with astronomy research. He shared the telescope data with her and throughout the pandemic, Pablo learned how to work with the data from the telescope in Chile and clean it up to reduce distortion. The telescope looks at a star and it takes in all the right light so that you can see the elements that makes up the star. But these stars tend to have disk of matter around them. Pablo said it's hard to see directly through all that stuff. She sent her initial results, which resembled something like a scatter plot, to Richardson, who recognized that she had pinned down an orbit for the double star system. Follow-up observations helped them verify the orbit of the binary star system named CPD-29-2176. But that orbit was not what they were expecting. Typically, binary stars whirl around one another in an oval-shaped orbit. In CPD-29-2176, one star orbits the other in a circular pattern that repeats about every 60 days. The two stars, a larger one and a smaller one, were whirling around one another in a very close orbit. Over time, the larger star had begun to shed its hydrogen, releasing material into the smaller star, which grew from 8 or 9 times the mass of our sun to 18 or 19 times the mass of our sun. Richardson said, for comparison's sake, our sun's mass is 333,000 times that of Earth. The main star became smaller and smaller while building up the secondary star, and by the time it had exhausted all of its fuel, there was not enough to create a massive energetic supernova to releasing its remaining material into space. The explosion was like lighting the star was so depleted that the explosion did not even have enough energy to kick its orbit into the more typical elliptical shape seen in similar binaries, Richardson said. What remained after the ultra-strafed supernova was a dense remnant known as a neutron star, which now orbits the rapidly rotating massive star. The stellar pair will remain in a stable configuration for about 5 to 7 million years because both mass and angular momentum were transferred to the B star. It releases a disk of gas to maintain balance and make sure it does not rip itself apart. Eventually, the secondary star will also burn through its fuel, expand and release material like the first one did. But that material cannot be easily piled up on the neutron star. So instead, the star system will release the material through space. The secondary star will likely experience a similar lackluster supernova and turn into a neutron star. Over time, that is likely a couple billion years, the two neutron stars will merge and eventually explode in a kilonova, releasing heavy elements like gold into the universe. Those heavy elements allow us to live the way that we do. For example, most gold was created by stars similar to the supernova relic or neutron star in the binary system that we studied. Astronomy depends our understanding of the world and our place in it, Richardson said. When we look at this object, we are looking backward through time. Pablo said, we get to know more about the origins of the universe, which will tell us where our solar system is headed. As humans, we started out with the same elements as these stars. A study detailing their findings published Wednesday in the journal Nature. Behind the report for Shakti.